Welcome back. Today we're taking a fresh look, a deeper perspective on what's developing in the digital space.
That's right.
We're focusing on Earth 2. Now, it began as this, well, incredibly detailed digital copy of our planet,
Uh-huh.
a 1.1 scale map.
Uh-huh. Fascinating in itself.
Absolutely. But the really big idea, the thing we're diving into today, is its potential to become something much, much bigger.
Yes, the potential for it to host essentially infinite interconnected virtual worlds.
Infinite worlds.
Exactly. Think about it. Any piece of this digital Earth, this map, could become a doorway, a foundation for a completely separate virtual reality.
So you're saying multiple versions of reality built on the same digital land.
Precisely. Infinite possibilities, all sprouting from that shared digital geography.
Wow. Okay, that bends the mind a little.
Yeah.
Like you could be exploring, say, a digital version of Milan, very realistic.
Right.
And then you could somehow shift, not just to another district, but to maybe a medieval Milan, or a futuristic one, or even some kind of fantasy version.
Yes, exactly. All tied to the same real-world coordinates, the same spot on the digital map.
That really does sound like something out of science fiction.
It feels like it, but the plan they're outlining seems quite strategic. It's not just wishful thinking.
Okay, so what's the mission here for us today? We want to understand how this vision could actually work, right?
Yeah, and why it could be such a potentially revolutionary step in how we interact online.
So let's start with the core idea again. Earth 2 is already this digital twin.
Correct. A base layer.
And now the concept is that each plot, each piece of this digital Earth could host its own parallel universe. Its own instance, I think, is the term they use.
That's the term, yes, instance. An alternative reality, essentially, but built upon that same foundational global map.
How does that happen, technically? Or maybe how is it structured?
Well, the key seems to be this planned licensing system. It's how they aim to evolve strategically.
Licensing, so like renting out parts of the digital world.
Sort of, yeah. Creators, companies, developers, they could license parts of Earth-2's map.
To do what, exactly?
To build their own independent virtual worlds, their own instances on top of it.
Ah, I see. So each instance could have its own unique theme, different rules, a different feel altogether.
Exactly. You could have a historical simulation right next to a sci-fi shooter, next to a peaceful social hub, all distinct worlds.
But all sharing the underlying Earth 2 geography.
That's the crucial link. And crucially, the vision includes seamless travel between these different instances.
Okay, wait. Seamless travel, that's a big claim. Usually jumping between different games or platforms is clunky. You close one, open another.
Right, and that's what they seem to want to avoid. The idea is integrated portals or some mechanism allowing you to move between these diverse realities without, those jarring breaks in experience.
So no multiple apps needed, no broken transitions.
That's the goal. Imagine walking through different doors in one massive connected virtual structure rather than leaving one building entirely to find another. Portals between realities all housed within the Earth-2 framework.
That sounds incredibly complex to build.
Yeah. Oh, undoubtedly. A huge technical challenge.
And what about the economy? If you have potentially thousands of these independent worlds, each maybe with its own items, its own currency, how does that even hold together?
That's where Essence comes in. It's positioned as the core, the unifying element.
Essence, the main Earth 2 currency.
Exactly. It acts as the fundamental economic layer across the entire platform.
So even if one specific world, one instance, decides to create its own internal token for its game.
Yes, they could potentially do that, create a sub-token for their local economy.
But it all ties back somehow.
That's the plan. All economic activity transactions, buying assets, event tickets, whatever it is within any instance would ultimately connect back to or be anchored by Earth-2's central Essence economy.
Interesting. So Essence provides the common ground, the foundation.
Precisely. It creates that interconnectedness and provides a hopefully stable economic base. Plus, think about the licensing model again.
Okay.
There would likely be royalties, fees, flowing back to Earth-2 itself.
Ah, so the platform that enables all these worlds also benefits from the activity within them.
Right, which strengthens Earth-2's role as the underlying infrastructure.
Okay, let's pull back a bit. Why is this vision considered so transformative? What's the big deal?
I think it really comes down to the potential for, almost endless creativity.
How so?
By empowering potentially thousands, maybe millions of independent creators to build their own worlds on this shared foundation. You unlock a scale of innovation and diversity that one single company could never achieve alone.
It's like crowdsourcing reality creation almost.
Kind of, yeah. Giving people the canvas and some core tools and then seeing what incredible things they build, it could be a real explosion of digital experiences.
And the fact that it's all linked to real-world geography. Does that add something unique?
I think it does. It creates this interesting blurring of the lines between the physical world and these digital realms. Your virtual experiences are anchored to actual places you might know. It adds a layer of relatability, maybe?
Persistence?
It makes it feel less abstract somehow. Exactly, and if you think about the bigger picture, the whole metaverse concept, this model, if it works, positions Earth-2 not just as another competitor, another isolated virtual world.
But as something more fundamental.
Potentially, yes, as foundational infrastructure, maybe even the backbone on which a large part of the future metaverse or metaverses could actually be built.
That's a massive ambition.
It is. It's about enabling exponential growth, enabling diverse digital futures to coexist.
So it's not just building one world, it's building a platform for worlds. Architecting the system for infinite interconnected realities.
That seems to be the core vision. The ultimate goal isn't just to be another virtual destination. It's aiming to be, as they put it, the mother of all worlds.
The mother of all worlds. Wow.
The origin point, the launch pad.
Okay, so summing this up, Earth-2, starting as a digital twin, is now aiming to become this foundational layer. A new kind of digital motherland, maybe.
That's a good way to put it. A motherland for potentially infinite virtual worlds.
Each unique, with its own rules, its own style, but all interconnected and grounded in our own planet's geography.
A truly revolutionary concept for the web, if they can pull it off.
It really leaves you with something to think about, doesn't it? For you, listening. Just consider the implications.
Yeah, what does it mean if a single digital Earth becomes a starting point for countless different linked realities?
How could that change the future of digital experiences, online interaction, even how we perceive reality itself?
It's a profound thought. The potential is really quite staggering.
Earth-2, the future starts here.